She has been called the biggest voice in country music for her powerhouse vocals. To date, Martina McBride shares the record for most CMA awards for Female Vocalist of the Year. And this morning, we are so pleased to be spending the next hour with the one and only Martina McBride, starting right now on Private Sessions. That was Martina McBride performing one of her top 5 hits, This One's for the Girls. Martina, welcome to the show. It is so great to have you here.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
Now, congratulations on the release of Shine, your 10th studio album. You must be so excited to finally have it out there.
So excited. I mean, you know, you work on an album for so long, I do anyway, and then there's a little window where you turn it into the record company and nothing, 2 or 3 months while we wait for it to come out. So it's exciting to finally have it out there.
It definitely runs the gamut of, well, actually, I've read it described as powerful, positive, and strong, which obviously are all great qualities that you have in your craft. But how would you describe the album?
Yeah, I think those are 3 good words for it. And also, you know, I just think it has a lot of different emotions. You know, there's all kinds of songs. There's sad songs, there's vulnerable love songs, there's happy songs, positive songs. You know, songs about couples working through stuff, breakup songs, makeup songs. You know, it's just kind of, I think emotionally we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, and musically too, because there's a little bit of rock and there's a little bit of like pure country and there's a little pop in there, and of course your ballads. Or how do you sing these songs without crying yourself? I start singing along with you and I start getting teary. I'm thinking they're so emotional.
Yeah, they are emotional. I mean, you know, that's when you know a song's really working, is when you really connect with it.
Yeah, and the fans really do. Do you feel like you went out of your comfort zone just a little bit in preparing this album?
Yeah, I did in a lot of ways. First of all, I worked with a new producer, which was an amazing experience. Dan Huff is his name, and that in and of itself was different for me because this is my 10th album, and for 7 records I've worked with one producer. And I did the last 2 records I self-produced, and this is really the first time that I've stepped out of that and worked with somebody new, and it was, you know, a whole new experience and a whole new energy, and it was awesome.
Was there a point that you were struggling a little bit with the inspiration prior to this album?
Well, you know, I mean, I don't know about every artist, but it would seem, you know, when you get to your 7th, 8th album, I mean, it gets a little harder because you've sang about a lot of stuff, you know, and you've sang a lot of different kinds of songs, and so it's hard to find new material that's fresh and different. And then you've made a lot of records, and so, you know, you go about doing things a certain way, and so it's just hard to keep it new,
fresh.
You know, fresh. And so by changing up my world a little bit and you know, hiring Dan, that achieved that, I think, for me.
It's nice to challenge yourself, too. I mean, it would be too easy if you just go in and do the same albums over and over again. It wouldn't really... You know, I noticed also on the album there's a theme. Well, I don't know if it's a theme. I wanted to ask you because at least 3 songs, Sunny Side Up, which I love, but make a reference to Shine, the title of the album. There's a couple of songs that have Shine in it. Was that a theme that you purposely did, or was it something that you figured out or realized after you did the album? Hey, this all really does.
It was totally after. I mean, we were thinking about names for the album, and I usually I love to either find a song title or a lyric, and there just wasn't anything that was, you know, jumping out at me. We were sitting around the table and we were thinking of all kinds of different names, and I said, I like Shine. And somebody said, no, that's a terrible idea. And I said, okay.
Do it.
And then it started, you know, I said it's in Ride, and it's in this other song, and we have Sunny Side Up, and I love the word. I think it's powerful, and it's positive. And then we saw the album, just about that time, the album cover came through. You know, they designed the album cover, and they'd put Shine on there as kind of a working title, because I'd mentioned it earlier. And the person that said it was a terrible idea said, that's a great idea. It's perfect. It looks great because it just goes with the picture too. So it just kind of, it worked out. It was meant to be.
Well, yes. And speaking of the word shine, we have a little surprise question for you from a legendary singer who's been shining for many years as well, and also heard you were going to be on the show and had a question.
Really?
Take a look.
I'd like to ask Martina, what does she think she'd be doing today if she wasn't a singer? But you sing so great, honey. I know that you probably never even thought about being anything else. I love you.
Aww.
Great. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Am I going to have my first Barbara moment? Was she quite an inspiration for you?
Definitely.
Miss Loretta.
She has inspired me. You know, I love her voice, but just also she's always just who she is. You know, just honest and real, and her lyrics, I mean, her songwriting, you know, is just,
She opened so many doors
Oh, my
too.
goodness,
in,
yeah.
in the music.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So the question is, and I love, because did you avoid this purposefully, or did you not? Did you not?
No,
What would you be doing?
I don't know.
Can I guess though? Because I've
Sure.
done so much research. Would you
Sure.
be like cooking
Probably.
with food?
I think I'd probably be, you know, I'd have my own party planning company or be a caterer or something, like maybe own a restaurant, something like that.
I've heard that you like to cook a lot,
Yeah,
and you do a lot of cooking
Yeah,
at home
I do.
too.
I
All
do.
right. Well, we're going to find out lots more about you, but we got to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to hear how Martina went from being a rocker chick back to her country roots. Stay with us. Next week, classic rock legend Chicago, only on Private Sessions.
And I've been waiting such a long